splash damage against this huge ball here from Morrow. Now SeleCT is looking to take his third base as well as Morrow, so they're both looking well when it comes to bases and economy. Now we do have a scan going off from SeleCT, so he does know exactly what Morrow has, where he is. It looks like he is going to siege up right here as the scan does go down from Morrow. And SeleCT is gonna, looks like he's gonna settle right here and put up some initial defenses, as Morrow is kind of looking to split up his units, which is going to be great. It looks like he's going to do a frontal assault and come in from the side for a flank, which is what he's going to need to do to defend against those massive siege tanks that SeleCT has. But Morrow does have a couple siege tanks as his own, and is definitely going to be a split attack here, which is going to all Morrow needs to defend against this. But SeleCT does see what's coming. Stimpaks all his units, pushes up right to the high yield, and Morrow loses a ton of his units there. Morrow is pushing in now with a bunch of SCVs too. This is going to be a huge battle here, and I don't think SeleCT's going to have enough to defend against this, as he was using the SCVs as a meat shield, and it worked perfectly as he was able to push in there and basically take down all of SeleCT's units. SeleCT only has a handful of Marine and Marauders here right now to defend against this huge push from Morrow. And SeleCT does have a couple more siege tanks there. He does siege, so it's basically siege tanks and Marine Marauders versus siege tanks and Marine Marauders. It's just a mirror match, straight up mirror builds and everything at the moment. And SeleCT does Stimpak one more time, and he is going to be able to take out both these siege tanks, as Morrow is lifted is inside SeleCT's base. As SeleCT did have a few more siege tanks finish, and he is blocking off the choke here. He needs to let his units in. But those siege tanks did enough splash damage and was able to push back Morrow. That was a great attack there from Morrow. Wasn't able to get far into the base, but he destroyed SeleCT's army sides there, and that was a great use of SCVs. Pushed in with the SCVs in front, used it as as meat shields from the splash damage from SeleCT's tanks. So now we have both players are just going to basically build up another 200 supply army here. Basically, we'll see what's going to go for strategy here, as obviously the frontal assault from Morrow didn't work out too well. He was able to push to the base, but there were just too many siege tanks left inside SeleCT's base, and was forcing Morrow back. I definitely could have worded that better, but too bad it's said, and it's done. Now it looks like SeleCT is going to keep a unit here, as he might be looking to take over another base. But we have nice Marauder Marines versus this little handful of units here from Morrow, and those units are gone. As Morrow was he should have been able to take out that one Marauder there that SeleCT had, keeping an eye on the base. Now we do have a good use of these sensor towers. You don't see Terran use it very often, which I'm kind of surprised. They are great, especially if you don't have control of Xel'Naga towers, which he doesn't. So that is definitely helps SeleCT a lot, as he's going to be able to see any early pressure, as he is going to be able to see this huge push here from Morrow. As he does see that with his sensor tower, SeleCT is forced to pull all his units into his third base, as there is only one siege tank here to defend against this push, as the scan does go off now, and it looks like Morrow is deciding not to go there, and he is going to push his army here at the high yield, and he might be trying to push right down the middle into this natural, which actually might be a bad idea, as these tanks are now sieged up. It's it's not a small choke, but for a huge, massive army versus army, as a drop is going down with some siege tanks and Marauders from Morrow, and he might be able to take out the tech leg. No, as he's forced to Stimpak and defend against his army from SeleCT, but his units are just gone. That was a wasted drop there, as he is now attacking from the side with natural, but there's just too many siege tanks, and the splash damage is just too much, as this missile turret was able to take out that Viking, and was able to take out a Megvac too. Now SeleCT has a huge number of siege tanks on the field right now, so he's not Morrow's not going to be able to push in here at all. Now we do have a tier 1 armor is just about done for Morrow, which is going to help quite a bit. It will help each unit survive one more hit, which is probably all he's going to need to do to get through all these siege tanks. But there's a ton of siege tanks here from SeleCT. SeleCT is now pushing out with his army. He's going to meet up right with Morrow here, and both units from both teams are Stimpak, but SeleCT units are all half-life. So Morrow should be able to push this back, but no. SeleCT does hold it off with all these siege tanks, pushed Morrow back just a little bit, and he is going to take this high yield, which is a quite ballsy move with that huge army right in front of him, the entrance to the base. Now we do have more units on the way here from Morrow. Now we do have 4 more barracks on the way for Morrow, as well as 2 more for SeleCT. So they look like they're both going to try keeping a constant army here going, which is really what you're going to need, especially in a battle like this. I mean, they're both having consistent, huge armies. And it's been basically like a 200 battle versus 200 the whole game. Just under basically 200 for each team. As Morrow does drop some more units there, and he is able to push in here and is going to be able to take out this siege tank and this handful of units from SeleCT, as actually these siege tanks on the high ground was able to force Morrow back. As he did have a little harass here from SeleCT, but he didn't really see much there. As he is looks like Morrow is gonna try taking out a few more of these SCVs, but that planetary fortress is just doing insane damage. Now we do have Morrow trying to take over his 4th base, as SeleCT, I guess, is going to leave it, as we do have a planetary fortress is morphing in right now, but SeleCT is going to look to take that down. I don't know what he's doing with these units, as Morrow does push over a little defense army there. As we do have a little attack going on here from both teams, and Morrow was able to take out that medic vac, as well as killing a few Marines on Marauders there from SeleCT. Now it looks like Morrow did push out and killed that handful of units here that SeleCT had chilling in the corner, which I was surprised he didn't try killing that planetary fortress before it was morphing in, but he must have been too busy looking at other things, because there's been a lot of things going on in this field. Now SeleCT is still going to try holding this high yield with only a handful of Marines, 1 Marauder, and a siege tank. If Morrow pushes in right now, he should be able to take out this high yield expansion that SeleCT has. And he is going to siege tank with the SL Naga Tower, which is a great move there by Morrow, and he is going to be able to destroy a bunch of these SCVs. Now we also have 2 sensor towers are on the way for SeleCT. He's definitely looking to keep an eye on everything on this map. He's looking to keep, as it does go down, he's looking to keep an eye on the whole half of that map, which is a great play there by SeleCT. As Morrow is looking to push out right now, he is just about a supply cap. He's now just supply cap, so he needs to do something now, or else yeah, I mean, let's see here. We have only 129 food there for SeleCT, 200 from Morrow. So Morrow might be able to take this, as he is now going to put everything in medic vacs, and he's just going to do a huge drop into SeleCT's base, as SeleCT only has a handful of units, and he has to push in, he only has a handful of siege tanks and units to defend against this, as Morrow just straight up just owned this base here. I think this is his entire army now, as he is building up another army here at his main. So the siege tanks are down from SeleCT, but Morrow is just going to micro to the side, as the lift top is in place by SeleCT, but the whole base was fully mined and gassed, so it wasn't too much of a loss there, as he can just, but he did lose all his main buildings, all his barracks,